Good afternoon all. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we will start our lecture. Today we are going to start the core. In last lecture, we have taken the revision of whatever we have covered, like pattern, then its types. Then we have seen the molding side. It's a types of properties. Now, next part which we are going to study is the core. Now, some part of the core, some theory about the core we have already discussed. Now, when we use the core, when we want to boost any hollowness in our part, or in cavities, internal parts, then we go for using the cores. Every time we don't use the core. Right? When there is a hole or internal features which
Sir, your voice is breaking a bit.
okay. Today we are going to see the core. Can you hear?
No, sir. It's breaking.
No, sir, your voice is not clear.
Hello. My voice is clear.
No, sir, still it's breaking too much.
Today we are going to see the core part. Generally, we use core to make the hollow part or cavities and internal features in the part. Now can you hear? Now voice is clear or not?
No, sir. It's breaking in the middle.
कोणीतरी रेकॉर्ड करतोय. माहित कोण रेकॉर्ड करत. आता तर सर मला दिसतच नाहीये. नाही.
Now can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Just tell me if you are not getting my voice. So why we use code? When you want to make internet features some and the part required some hollowness and which is not able to possible to produce with the help of pattern, then we go for code. It is not a case like that. Every time we are using the code. When the features are not able to produce with the help of pattern, then we use go for using code. Now, any problem in the voice?
Sir, we can hear you clearly now. We can hear you.
Okay. Now this core is made up of sand. Okay. Sand. We use some binder. We use additives. That part we will see. But it does not contain clay part. So why it does not contain clay part? That also we will see. So generally, this core is made up of sand. Now we will take a quick overview how cores are made and how we get the final part using the code. Already we have discussed this. Now I will draw a part. So this is the part which we want to manufacture, right? And this part is having the hole inside it. Right. We want to produce this hole in the by the casting procedure itself. So for that, first we need to make pattern. We have studied how to make the pattern, how to design the pattern. That part already we have studied. Now, once we make the pattern, how we will get the shape of pattern? The shape of pattern okay, it will look some like so. What are these? These are the allowances. So this draft allowance we have given. We may give the machining allowance, right, shrinkage allowance, and that dimensions we need to add into this pattern, right? Now with this pattern, what we can produce? We make the cavity. How we make the cavity? Using cope and dry. So here we put this pattern, and with this pattern we get the cavity or mold. The mold shape is something like this. Right. Now we want to produce the hole inside this part. If suppose we are not using core, what happens? We will pour the molten metal into this cavity and we will get a solid, and afterwards we need to drill the hole. But as we require hole inside this, we need to use the core. So core of required diameter. Right. Now when we use the core, let's suppose I'm drawing this core with the red color. This is our core, which we place inside this mold cavity wherever we require the hole. Right. Now we need to support this core. So how you will support this core? So by providing the core prints, we need to support this core. How will support this core? So by providing the core prints. Now how to give the core prints? See here. We provide that core prints. Core prints is the extra projection which we use to support the core. So this we will make in the pattern itself. Now our pattern shape got changes. Why? Due to the core prints. What is core print? It is the extra projection onto the pattern which is used to support the core. Now our core length increases. Right. Again, I will draw the diagram here. This is our core. And what is this length? Suppose this length is x, right? And this total length is also x. Now we need to support this core in order to withstand it into the mold. What we need to do? We need to provide the extra length. Okay, its material is same. Its material is same. Only the length changes. So this blue part will get accommodated into this extra area, that is core print area, right? And that is how we support that core. Okay, and after placing the core, what we do? We go for pouring the molten metal. Once we pour the molten metal, it will get filled into the mold cavity. It will get filled into the mold cavity, and once it will get filled, we remove that part from our casting. And once we remove the part from the casting, how will get the casting? Okay, this is black part is our casting, and this red part is what? Core. So core will get fitted into the casting. Now, what we do? We, after manufacturing, after solidifying this part, we go for breaking of this core. Right? We break this core and we get the hollow surface. So with the help of hammer and chisels, we break this core, which is prepared by the sand, and we get the hollow surface into the our part. So this is the general procedure. We use the core, and with the help of core, produce the hollow parts or any internal features which is not possible to produce with the help of pattern. So this is the general procedure, how to use the core, how to break the core. Now we will see in detail how cores are made, right? What are the properties required by the core. Now, as I said, these are core are used to make the internal features or cavities. It is generally made of sand, which sand that we also will see. Now, the strength of this mold, core, should be high compared to the molding strength. Why it should be high? Any idea? Do you have any idea about that? Why the core strength should be high that of molding strength?
So during ramming, it shouldn't break inside.
No. See here. Let's suppose this is your mold, right? And this entire part is your mold, and here is your core. Now, when you pour the molten metal, only this part of mold will come in contact with the molten metal. Only these surfaces will come in contact with the molten surface, but all the part of core will come into contact with the molten metal. So that core should withstand that molten metal. It should have good reflectiveness. It should have good strength, so that it can withstand that very high mold temperature of molten metal. So it should have a high strength compared to the molten. That is the reason. And next is cores are disposable items. Means what? As you have seen the procedure, it will get fitted into the solidified part, and in order to get the required shape, we need to break this core and it get disposed. That's why it is called disposable item. So this is the basic introduction of this core. Now, what are the desired properties which we require from the core? So these are the properties listed: green strength, dry strength, permeability, collapsibility, smoothness, and friability. So what is green strength? Green strength means what? We prepare the core. Now, how to prepare the core that we are going to see here, core in core making. We prepare the core, and once we prepare the core, if you use as it is, means without baking, if you are using, then that is called green core, green sand core. Right? And where we use green sand core, when the size of internal feature is very small. Okay, let's suppose this is the size of internal feature. Let's suppose it is a very small size. Then in that case, we sometimes we go for using core as it is, without baking, without heating or baking. So at that time, that core should withstand this molten metal. Okay, so it should have a good green strength. When we use core without baking, so that is called green sand core, and that should have good green strength so that it can withstand the molten metal. So that is called green strength. Okay, but generally we go for using dry sand core. Right. Once we make the core of a required shape, right, we go for baking or heating it. So once we heat it, so it will get good strength, and that should withstand this high temperature. Okay, it should not get displaced. It should not get fused with the. Sorry, it should not. It should withstand. It should not get break. So that is called dry strength. Now permeability. So as we have studied permeability property in the molding sand. Right. This is the core. Now what happens? Whatever the gases generated near to the core, that should also get escape from the molding this mold, right? So in your green sand, core sand or core should be enough porous so that whatever the gases are there, that should escape from the core. Whatever the gases produced near the core, that should get escape from the core. So that property is known as the permeability that you have seen. Now, what is collapsibility? So collapsibility means what? Here we are using core, then we are pouring the molten metal. Now, when molten metal contracts, start to solidify, so it will get contract. Now this core should collapse, should break, so that it cannot restrict the solidification of this metal. So that property of core is known as collapsibility. Then the smoothness. Smoothness means what? So your core should enough smooth so that it can produce a internal good internal surface, good surface finish on the internal surface. That is called smoothness. Okay. So we generally after making we go for machining of this core so that we get the good surface finish of internal surfaces. That is smoothness. And last property is very important. Friability. So what is friability? So it should easy to break. So after getting the part, let's suppose this is our casting. Just now we have discussed this property, friability. This is the part in which we want the hole, and with the help of core we have made the hole. But so that core get fitted into this part, and we need to remove that part. So while breaking, it should easily break. So that property of easily getting break is known as friability. So it should have good friability. So these are the properties which we require in the core in order to produce internal cavities or internal features, holes. Okay. Then coming to the next point. So what are the
Sir?
yes?
So what is the difference between friability and collapsibility? Both are both breakdown.
So it will get crack. It will produce the crack in itself. So it will get crack and it will not restrict to the solidification of this molten metals. Whatever the molten metal we are pouring, that will get solidified. And while solidify, it will get contract. So while contracting, so it will get just crack. Okay, though it is getting cracked, we are not able to remove that. Okay, though it is getting collapse or getting producing crack in internal, so we are not able to remove that. Okay, but when you want to remove, we need to break this with the help of hammer and chisels, right? And that breaking property is known as friability, right? And what is collapsibility? While solidifying this molten metal, it will get contract, and it should not oppose that contraction. It should produce the crack. So when it produces crack, so it will allow to freely contract the molten metal, or solidified metal. So that is the difference. Collapsibility means producing crack in internal. Friability means it breaks while hammering it breaks. And collapsibility, it's automatically getting break or producing crack. But friability, while we are breaking, it is getting break.
Sir, also you said that the strength of the core should be more, but then we are also speaking here about friability.
Strength of core should be more in case of what? Now that property we will discuss. Okay. Just
Okay, sir.
now, uh, have you studied the fluid mechanics?
Somewhat.
Not okay. I will just give you the overview. Here is our mole, right? And here is our core. Now we are baking this core. Due to that, its a weight is decreasing. When we bake it, its a weight decreases, right? Now, when we pour the molten metal, so it will start to fill, right? So it will start to fill. Now, we know when in water, we throw any less weight part, okay, due to what happens, its density is suppose less than the water. What happens when the density of any part which we throw in the water, it will start to float, right? So that floating, why this floating happens? Due to the force. That force is known as buoyancy force. You might have heard this force, buoyancy force, right?
Yes, sir.
So that buoyancy force will start to push this core upward. Now this should have a good strength. Whatever the core we are using, that should have good strength so that it can withstand this buoyancy force. Okay. Plus, so here, let's wait up. So another part we are going to see, that is ingredients of this. So to make the higher strength of this core, we need to check the ingredients also. So how to generate the high strength with the help of ingredients, and why we need to require high strength? Because while pouring the molten metal, it's exerts certain forces like buoyancy forces, so that core should withstand that forces so that it cannot distort it from the original position or it cannot get lifted. So that's why we required high strength. So high strength means it is not like very hard. So very hard means it is not possible to break. Okay? So that is not called high strength. High strength means what? It should withstand whatever the forces are generated due to the molten metal. That is high strength. High strength means it is not like that. It should not break. Okay. That is the case. Understand the difference between this high strength and the friability. High strength means what? Whatever the forces are generated by the molten metal, it should withstand that forces. And refractoriness means what? Whatever the high temperature is there, to that high temperature it should withstand. It should not get fused with that. That is the refractoriness. And what is the friability? Friability means what? When we are breaking, it should get easily break. That is the friability. That is the difference.
Yes, sir. Got it. Thank you.
Now the next part is the course and ingredients. Now the percentage of these ingredients changes according to the shape and size of your part, right? Then what are the ingredients? Sand, binders, and additives. These are the three important ingredients of this core sand or core sand. When we are using steel compounds, when we are using steel as a material, generally we go for using core sand. And when we are using cast iron material, then we use the fine sand. So which type of sand we use? Generally we use SiO2, then chromite sand, that is chromium sand, okay, and then so we use the zircon sand. So these are the three main types of sand which we use to produce the core. Okay, SiO2, chromite sand, and zircon sand. Then we use the different types of binders. Okay, linseed oil, chlor oil, molasses, dextrine. These are the binders which we use. Then we use the additives like sulfide, wood floor, thermosetting plastic. So this depends on the material which we are using, right? So means what? We are using core. So these are the ingredients, and we are using the molten metal. So that molten metal should not react with the material which we are using for producing the core. So depending on that, we use these different additives and binders. So for our syllabus, you just remember what are the ingredients. Okay, sand, binder, and additives. Now, when to use binders and when to use the additives, that we'll see. So these are the main ingredients of sand. Now, core making. How to make the core? So it is the process is similar, like how we make the pattern, how we make the mold, and with the help of mold, how we make the pattern. Similar the process. First, what we do, depending on the size and shape and the type of material which we use, we mix the ingredients. First of all, mixing the ingredients. That is the first step. Then what we do, we now suppose we require a simple core in the part. So according to that required shape, we produce the mold. So suppose this is the mold. Sorry, this is the pattern. And with the help of pattern, we produce the core box. So this is known as core box. And here there is a mold which is used to prepare the core. Right. Now, whatever the ingredients which we have mixed, that ingredients which we will pour here into the mold of what? Core box. Right. So that is the second step. And after doing this second step, we go for curing. So what is curing? So there are three types of curing, that is cold, hot box, and no bake types. So in cold box, what we do? We pass certain gases. Okay, so this is the carbon dioxide, and one process is silicon dioxide. So there are certain gases which we pass through this core. Whatever the ingredients are there, mixing of ingredients which we have filled here. So through that we pass the gases. And what happens to the gases we have passed? So that will react with the ingredients and it will get hard. So that process is known as cold process. Cold process, or this box is known as cold box. Okay, understood? What we have done first, we have mixed the ingredients, then we have filled the mold, and then we have passed gases from the core. And due to the passing of these gases, the strength of core increases. That is called cold box. Then what is hot box? So hot box is again the same procedure: mixing of ingredients, pouring this mixture into this mold, and we go for heating up to 175 degrees Celsius to 200 degrees Celsius. Means what? We are going to bake this box. So that's why this box is called hot box. And due to this baking, we get the high stream. Right? So this is called hot boxes. Now, no bake types means what? We are not passing the gases or we are not heating it. Then that process is called no bake types. Now, in this case, how we get the strength? So we increase the binder percentage and we go for pressing it. So we increase the binder percentage. Due to the binder, what happens? Whatever the ingredients are there, that will bind to each other. Okay, that will get adhered to each other. So that is how we get the final product, final code with the help of binder. So remember, this sand and additives, sand plus additives, when we use in cold box process and in hot box. But when we go for no bake box, then sand plus additives plus binder. So this is a no bake box. Understood, please? These three difference. So that process is known as curing. Curing means what? To get good strength. To get the good strength, we go for curing process. And there are three curing processes: cold box or hot box, no bake. Right? So these are the core making process. This is very simple, same as like producing the casting. Now the last part from the core is the type of core. So balanced core, cover core, hanging core, ram-up core, kiss core, vertical core, and horizontal core. So these are the types of core. One by one, we will see. Now balanced. Now here you can see, just now we have seen the example. Actual length of our hole is this much only. Okay. Now to support this core, what we have done, we have given the extra length to our core, right? And this portion, this extra portion is called as core prints. Core prints, right? Now we have balance with the help of this. This is also called seat. Whatever the extra projection given into the mold to support the core, either this is called core prints or seat, right? So this seat is used to support or to balance the core. So that is called balanced core. This is the first example. Now in the second example, if we don't require the hole which is throughout. In this case, the hole required is throughout the length of workpiece, right? But in some cases, only we require the hole up to certain depth or up to certain length. In that case, what we do, one portion we support with the help of core or seat, and other portion which is hanging, that we support with the help of chaplets. Now these chaplets are made up of same material. Same material means what? Whatever the molten metal or casting material which we are using, the chaplet is made up of same material. So its cross section is actually small. Here it is shown large, but its cross section is small. It is just used to support the core, to balance the core, so that it will not get disturbed. Right? Now what happens when we pour the molten metal? So molten metal will start to fill this cavity. Now when it will come in contact with the chaplet, what happens? The surface of chaplet will get fused into the molten metal, and this chaplet will become the internal part of our product, right? So its cross section is very small. It is just used to support this core, to balance this core, and when you pour the molten metal, it gets fused the surface only, not all the part of chaplet, but the surface of chaplet will get fused into the molten metal, and it will become the part of our casting core, right? So this type of core is known as balanced core. Remember, chaplets are made up of same material of molten metal or casting. Whatever the casting we are producing, the material will be the same for the chaplet. So this is called balanced core. Now the cover core. So what is cover core? Now, first of all, this cover core is supported somewhere in the mode. Here you can see it is supported. It is supporting here. Also here you can see the supports. Plus it is covering from the front side. Suppose this is the front view of all this. So plus it is covering all the mold, all the part of mold. So here you can see it is covering all the part of mold. So this is called cover core. When it is covering all the part of cover and it is supported somewhere in the mold, that is called cover core. Here you can see the support. So that is called cover core. So it is not like that it is covering from the all side, but in this front view it is covering all part of this mold. That is called cover core. Now hanging core. So see here, it is supported cover core. Difference between cover core and hanging core. In cover core, it is supported here or at the bottom. It is supported, but in some cases, in some product, it is not possible to support to get the support with the help of this mode. Here is our mode, and we cannot get this support because here is our part. But we want the cavity here. So in that case, so here it is the drag, and here it is suppose comb. So with the help of comb and with the help of these strings or wire, we hang this core. We hang this core. Right? Some part is in the core, and we hang this core with the help of this string and wire. So that core is known as hanging core. Right? What happens in this case? We are not able to rest onto mold in this product. Right? We are not able to rest. We need to hang it. So with the help of string and wire, we have hanged this core so that we can get the required product and required cavity. So this type of core is known as hanging core. Now next is ram up core. So ram up core means what? So it is entirely supported, located at the bottom of your mold, and to get fit, we are ramming it with the help of rammer or some press machine. We are ramming it, and it is placed at the bottom of our mold. So here you can see. Now here you can see that some integrated shape which is not possible to produce with the help of pattern. So that's why we are using the core, and it is rested at the bottom, and it is getting wrapped here. So that's why it's called wrap core. Then we go for pouring the molten metal. Molten metal will get filled, and once it's solidified, we remove this and we break this core. Whatever the black shaded part is there, we break. So it is placed at the bottom, and it is getting rammed into the mold. That's why it is called rammer core. Then the piece core. Now, when you want to produce a number of holes, number of small holes, okay, then we go for using multiple cores. Now, these cores are just touching the surface of drag mold and cope. Just it is touching. That's why it is called kiss core. Right. So in the second example, you can see we want to produce these holes. So here it is shown 2 holes. We can produce n number of holes. What we are doing? Just we are supporting these cores with the help of surface of cope and drag. We are supporting this core. That's why they are just touching to the surface. That's why it is called kiss core. Now this is very simple. Vertical core and horizontal core. So this type is depend on the position. When the core is placed horizontal, It is called horizontal core, and the core, when the core is placed vertical, then it is called vertical. Okay, so these are the types of cores, right? Balance core, cover core, hanging core, ramp core, kiss core, vertical core, and horizontal core. So that's we have completed the part. So what we have seen the core. Why we are using the core to produce the internal features or to make the hole into the casting core. We use the core. Now to support the core, what we need? We need a core prints or chaplets. Okay. Then what we are seeing, how to make the core making process. So in that, what are the ingredients? Only the introductory parts is there of core for our syllabus. So in ingredients, what are the percentage of different ingredients? We need to see that depending on the type of material which we are using. Okay. Then we have seen in core making process what we have seen, the different types of curing process like cold box, hot box, low baking time, such type of curing process we are seeing. So there is a deep theory about the curing process, which gases we need to pass, how much temperature we need to maintain, which binder we need to use so that we get the highest. So these are the parts. This is the theory related to core prints, core making. Right? Now, up till now, what we have studied, the pattern. Pattern is the main part. With the help of pattern, we produce the mold. And to produce the mold, what we need? We need molding sand. Right? With the help of pattern and molding sand, what we have produced? We have produced the mold. Required cavity we have produced. Now, if suppose there are complicated features, internal features, or any hollowness required in the part, we need to take the support of core. So remember, these two parts are compulsory: pattern and molding side. But core is optional. When there is internal features, then only we use core for. With the help of these three, we produce the casting. Now, what we required now? We required the molten metal. Now we have prepared the setup with the help of these three factors. Now we want to manufacture the core. What we need? We need molten metal. To get the molten metal, what we require? We need to require furnaces. We need to require the furnaces. And with the help of furnaces, we melt the whatever the scrap we have. With the help of scrap, we get the molten metal, and that molten metal we pour into this. Right. Now, while pouring, we need to require the passage. That passage is known as gating system. That passage is known as gating system. So that gating system also we are going to study. And once it is solidified, we remove our part, and that part may have certain defects. That defects also we are going to see. So these three parts we need to study. In tomorrow's class, we will study the furnaces, different types of furnaces which is used to prepare the molten metal. And once we finish, we will start the gating system. Once we study the gating system, we will study the numericals related to the gating system. And finally, we will study what are the possible defects in the casting. Right? And this is how we are going to finish our chapter.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Will you please explain hanging core once?
Yes. Now let's suppose I'm taking one example. Actually, you can make this with the help of primer 4 also. But to understand this, I'm giving this example. This is a part which you want to produce with the help of casting, and this is the internal feature which you want to get with the help of casting processes. Right. Right now, first of all, you will make the core pattern. So you will make the pattern of this shape. With the help of this pattern, you will prepare the mold. Right. Let's suppose this is the code and that. So this is your pattern, and this is your actual part. So with the help of this pattern, you have made the mold or cavity inside the drag. Now you want this red portion, okay? This internal feature you want. So to get these internal features, you have to produce the core of that shape. So this is the core you have produced. Now you need to fix this core somewhere here. Now some portion will be in the core, right? So you have fixed this core. Now you need to give the support this core. You need to give the support to this core. Now how you will give the support to this core? So you will take the wires or strings. Okay. So you will get the wires or string. And with the help of wires, you may take the wire here also. And you will tie these wires here. And you will give the support to this core. Okay. Just here you will not have it. Just here at these positions you will give support. You will hang this core, and once you hang this core, you will pour the molten metal here. Once you pour the molten metal, it will get filled, and once it is getting filled, it will get solidified, and you will remove and you will break this red part, that is core. Okay. Now it is not, in this case, it is not possible to support this core with the help of mold walls. That's why we need to hang this core with the help of these green wires. Okay, so that's why it is called hanging core, which is hanged with the help of wires. Right? I understood this. So this is,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
so we will
Excuse me,
stop.
sir.
Yes.
Sir, what is difference between core box and cope and drag flask?
Yes. Cope and drag are used for making our actual part, right? And core box is used to prepare the core only. So whatever the core which we are using, that core is made with the help of core boxes, right? That is the difference. Cope and drag is used to prepare your actual part, but core boxes are used to prepare the core. That is the difference. You require a core, right? Suppose cylindrical shape core. So how will we make that cylindrical shape core? So with the help of core boxes. I think I have shown that here.
Yes, sir.
So I have taken the attendance. I have understood the difference between core box and cope and drag.
Yes, sir.
So I have taken the attendance. We will stop today. Next lecture we will start with the furnace and getting system. Okay, thank you.